The 4 levels of intent. You must monitor your intentions every day in order to stay on course in fulfilling your mission. Joshua gives us invaluable direction in staying on course in love without end. The universe is built upon 4 levels of intent. First is the intent of God. You can summarize the intent of God very sweetly and simply in this way. It is love. Love is the will of God. This is why I gave you love as my only commandment. For love shall triumph in all things as the will of God. No matter what illusions seem to subvert the process, love will triumph in all things as the ultimate will of creation. The will of God is that the best will happen for you. The will of God is that the best will happen in life. The will of God is that by the power of grace, each one shall be lifted above the delusions of separation and taken home. You shall never be left in any situation that shall have the power to destroy your soul. Love and only love is the will of God. Divine will is very easy to know once you understand that. The second level of intent was placed by the Creator into the physical functions of the universe. This level of intent performs under the power of basically 2 principles. One is that life and the living shall prevail over dead and the dying. This is the will of God, so whenever you support life and the living, you are in harmony with the will of God for this universe. The other principle that resides under this intent for physical well-being is the law of cause and effect. The Creator intends for the universe to return always to a state of balance. No matter how far a state of existence might swing to the left, it will always be rebalanced to the right and eventually back to the center. This law of balance is so basic to the physical universe that what you sow, you certainly shall reap. What you do unto others will be done unto you. What you've planted is exactly what you will harvest. This is a fundamental system of justice that requires everything to balance in the end. If you live in such a way that you don't expect this to happen, you're going to be very surprised by the outcome in your life. For your life will become the reciprocal force to balance any imbalances you have caused. All the books will be balanced, and life and the living shall prevail over the dead and the dying. That's all you have to remember about how the universe works. If you will understand those 2 principles, you know the intent of God in the realm of physical existence. The only thing which complicates or obscures your perception of how perfectly this balance performs is that the universe is an enormous place. The whole universe cannot accommodate your personal needs for balance in every moment of your life. Sometimes you're asked to serve the bigger picture by being tolerant and patient with your smaller one. The larger design has to integrate the balance first in order for the affairs of your own life to be lasting and meaningful, and for you to reap an enduring prosperity and happiness. The third aspect of intent relates to the subject of respect and justice within the brotherhood of man. You do not live alone. You live within a family, a brotherhood, and the plan is that someday it will be a wonderful brotherhood. Right now, it's rather a mixed picture. Nevertheless, wonderful or not, you still have to live together. The only way you'll be able to live together is to recognize and respect the other person's intentions as well as your own. Sometimes this may be as simple as asking, what part of this situation is mine and what part is yours? Let's deal with it. This is our situation. Then, last, though by no means least, are your own intentions. If you would direct your life in a purposeful way, you must be cognizant of your own intentions and understand what you have set in motion. These seeds you planted, possibly a long time ago, are still growing. This is not something you have to inventory every day, yet the more fully you understand what you set forth, the greater wisdom you will have in managing your life. If you would be successful in your life, you need to work with all 4 levels of intent. You need to work with the will of God in all things, to understand and respect the universal imperative for balance and for favoring life and the living, You need to observe and recognize the intentions of others around you and either honor them or deal with them. All too often, one person blames another as being the source of a problem when there's usually a shared responsibility in any situation. Finally, you need to acknowledge your own intentions by bringing them forth into conscious understanding. Nurture them, care for them, or change them if necessary. In the final analysis, get back to yourself. When you do that, you are addressing something that you can actually change. You may be able to persuade another to redirect intention, but you cannot do it for him. Intentions are sealed in the heart, and this is why you must change your heart if you would change your life. You can change your mind 1,000 times, and you'll never touch your intent. If you never enter your heart, you will forget what you've placed there and lose command over it. Holistic Success Plan. We're going to flesh out our mission over the next year by writing a detailed holistic success plan. Life works by creating what we love and sharing it with others. As we do this, we grow in mastery and lead a purposeful life. Our mission is to choose the activities and pursuits that motivate us most to fulfill our purpose. As such, we'll be choosing our goals that are in alignment with our inner source. I use the 4 P's as guidelines in choosing the goals that have the most juice of passion behind them and make them as clear as possible. This means that the goals are personal, that are right for me, not what I think will just please others or get approval. Secondly, goals that are positive, what I'm moving towards rather than what I'm avoiding. For example, having a healthy, vibrant body rather than losing ugly fat. Thirdly, that the goals are present. Even if they're long-term goals, I must have a feel for them now. They must be alive and vital in me now, not relegated to a distant, foggy future. Fourthly, they must be practical enough to be attainable. Yes, they may stretch me a great deal, but if they're too far out, my mind may subconsciously pull the plug on them and cause me to flounder en route. My mind is not running the show in living my purpose, but I do not want to be fighting it every step along the way. I must give it diligent direction so that it becomes the perfect servant in the manifestation process, not an obstructive naysayer. As such, I'll be breaking down each goal into doable steps with timelines for accountability. This way, my mind will be occupied with worthy projects each step along the way, rather than waylaying me with fears and distractions. We will be picking 3 goals in 2 subcategories of each of our 4 major life areas. Take Handout 4, Holistic Success Plan, and we'll do an overview before completing it. First of all, goals. Section 1, service, job, income sources. A, our present service. These are current ways of bringing in resources into your life, whether it involves money or not. B, perspective, new ways you planned on bringing in resources during the next year. Second area is relationships, intimate and family. Now be specific about what you'd like to manifest in each relationship. B, social and business. These are relationship goals, not production of goods. The third area, self-improvement, personal growth. This could be spiritual, mental, or emotional. B is body. This could be health or other ways to enhance your physical self. The fourth area is recreation, daily. What do you do for pleasure on a regular basis? Doesn't have to be every day, but often. And B, vacation. This is times away from your regular location and or routine. Now, some of your goals may overlap in different categories, and that's okay. The genius here is that we set it up to affirm that success in one area promotes success in others. They're not in competition for my life energy when they are balanced. Now, this is what makes 1 to 3 steps you will take towards manifesting that goal with a date to completion for each step and the final goal itself. Stop the video if possible and do this exercise, or Do it as soon as possible after viewing the video. This will take some time and work. Every minute is worth it, because the clarity and the feeling you put into each goal will set the wheels of manifestation in motion to fulfill your vision for the next year. This process has amazed me for the 35 years I've done it. I continue to do it because it works, if you put your heart into it. When you have completed this, congratulate yourself and come back to the video. Again, success in any goal will spread to others and develop your success consciousness, which is trust that your highest good is indeed promoted by the universe, as you are in alignment with universal good. It's useful to review your goals regularly and to savor them for what's been accomplished, adjust what needs updating, and eliminate what is no longer relevant. After a while, the process will become so natural that even if you did not review some of your goals for a year, they still would be manifest. Of course, you must be determined, but not attached to any particular goal. The spirit of the goal is to fulfill your purpose, and the way that happens may be quite different than you imagined. That's why we always add the cosmic clause to every element of the plan. That is, this or something better. We do the best we can at selecting what we think will serve the highest for our bigger self, which is inclusive of the whole world. But if life takes us in a different direction, we go with the flow and let the spirit of the goal be manifest in a different form. Life is so much fun this way. You'll never go back to the struggle and complain format. It doesn't fit your mission. I translate my yearly goals into daily action with a brief morning and evening journaling that keeps me on course with the least amount of effort. I did whitewater kayaking for a time and learned from master river people that anticipating and staying in the current with minor adjustments made the ride effortless, whereas meandering into the eddies required exhausting energy to progress or just to stay afloat. A few minutes of clarity and intention in the morning will set your course for the day. A few minutes of review and acknowledgement in the evening will build the habit of purposeful living even through your dream time. Each morning, I write a few sentences of gratitude and a few sentences of dedication to the specific activities I have planned for that day, as well as read the guidance I received from the night before. Each evening, I write a few steps of contemplative affirmation and guidance, and an acknowledgement of what happened during the day. Now, this keeps the thread of success building from day to day throughout the year. It's incongruous how this sort of discipline is seen as too much work, when the work of getting out of the eddies and stuck places in life takes 10 times the effort.